to Sans TV at 1 p.m. news. My name is Catherine Ngovi and my sign language interpreter voicing Esther Kendi. Let's focus on the news updates. The Affordable Housing Program, aimed at helping low and middle income earners, might actually favor the wealthy. This is according to the Parliamentary Budget Office, which has warned that over 70% of the target beneficiaries might be locked out. According to the office, 36% of the program funds are allocated to projects targeting individuals earning above 149,000, excluding the intended low and middle income earners. This raised concern on the program designed to bridge the housing deficit and other affordable options to those in need, and might end up favoring the privileged instead.
One example is somebody who is working for as a bus driver and earning over 30,000 or 50,000, and yet there is a watchman who is formally employed, earning 15,000 and is being levied vis-a-vis that one who is, all those issues were raised by the public, and I believe that we're going to look into all of them so that we also balance. We had a law which was done through the finance bill, and which became an act of parliament, of course, that any money collected for this or towards housing should only be used, and it was a shall only be used in housing and nothing else. That law is still in place, has not been suspended. So we want to enhance it, and we are going to enhance it in this particular bill that we are proposing now. One example is
the death toll from the recent gas explosion in Embakasi has surged to 7, with more victims succumbing to injuries. There were, however, no further details provided about the deceased on Tuesday night. Update from government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura. This is as he urged the public to report any cases of illegal gas filling stations in their areas. The list, he said, shall be used to ensure that action is taken to avoid any similar tragedies in the future.
Niko na watoto, mmoja anasoma Embakasi Primary, sijui ya kufanya ili kesho aweze kwenda kwa shule. Naomba usaidizi, nipate usaidizi vile nitaendeleza maisha na watoto wasome.
Walikuwa sawa, enda kesho, sina nilichomekewa kila kitu. Hasa hata kukula ni serikali itusaidie, imetuleta hapa. Stress tuko nayo ni watoto kwenda shule, na inafaa tukae kwa nyumba yetu tukipanga watoto wakienda shule. Hiyo tu ndio niko nayo, tunaomba serikali itusaidie kwenda mbele.
The number of children who need to go back to school tomorrow with no uniform we are trying to ascertain the actual numbers, but certainly they will be from the 39, so that then we get to know what kind of support they can. And of course, they will have to go to school without the uniforms in the meantime, but estimating about 6,000 shillings for each person for 2-3 months, that cash transfer. That arrangement is being done with the local administration, so that they are at least able to get out of the social hole. The burns on the skin will have an effect on the kidney, because the body discharges waste through the skin. So there may be kidney complications, and already KNH is preparing for that, and KU referral, so that then we are able to take care of such complications and many others that may arise as a result of this humanitarian emergency.
The National Assembly's Joint Committee on Finance and National Planning, Housing, Urban Planning and Public will today be holding a meeting with the Attorney General and Council of Governors over the Affordable Housing Levy Bill 2023. The meeting comes following the conclusion of the public hearings across the selected 19 counties. According to the Housing Committee Chair, Johanna Ngeno, the committee will consider all options that were given during public participation to make the bill agreeable to all stakeholders.
The AG is playing ping pong with this committee. If the AG is not available for a lawmaking meeting like this, then what else is he doing?
It is very disappointing to realize that we have a government official who, despite us traversing the whole country, cannot avail himself, not once but twice, to this committee to attend to the greatest conversation currently happening in this country. Unless we are not serious.
I expect the AG's office, because this is a government bill, to have worked with the committee hand in hand for the last number of days.
This is a kind of attitude which the Attorney General has had. That is why he has had problems with the courts. He cannot either defend the case or do something which is acceptable under the law, and the courts have had to throw it out.
The government has allocated money to build houses on county land. What our views are, how will you handle that? Because eventually, even after building those houses on the county land, those houses will be sold out to private citizens.
How the decision is made to allocate land to a particular purpose and another, again, is vested, because just like national government decides its priorities, so do the counties. But we can see what it is that we can recommend.
Katutu Chache North MP Japheth Nyakundi on Tuesday called for reconciliation between South Mugirango MP Sylvanus Osoro and County Governor Simba Arati. Mr. Nyakundi said neither sides appear to be winning in the ongoing conflict and thus need for the two to reach out to each other and address the animosity which continues to sparkle fights between the local youths. He said Mr. Arati, being the senior leader, should lead in reconciliation efforts. Another news update, controversial preacher Paul Mackenzie has complained about the 191 murder charges he is facing, terming the ruling as oppressive. Mr. Mackenzie and 29 associates were charged on Tuesday with the murder of 191 children whose bodies were found among more than double that number buried in the forest. Through his lawyer, he said the court to reduce the charge on the ground that he will likely suffer prejudice. Angry residents have burnt down an illicit liquor den after 10 people died and 5 others gone blind in Kangai village, Mwea East, Kirinyaga County. The residents now want the government to take action and rid the area of illicit alcohol before it causes further harm to the community members. The incident was confirmed by Kirinyaga County Chief Officer for Health, Mr. George Karoki, who said the drink affect the victims who consumed it and might have contained ethanol.
Kenye kimetukasirisha sana ni uzaji wa pombe haramu huku. Kwanza sisi kama mimi kwa familia yetu tumepoteza watu watatu. Kuna hata siwezi sema, hata siwezi ongea, mimi nimekasirika sana juu niliona haki ya Mungu, watu wetu wameuawa watatu kwa familia yetu. Wameuawa na juu ya hiyo pombe. Na hata polisi wakikuja hapa wanapeanga ongo, wanaenda. Wanatuachia tu watu wetu wakiwa wamekufa. Na si ya kwanza, si mara ya kwanza. Wamekuwa wakikuja huku, wakikuja hata chifu huku kwetu hafanyi kazi juu hata yeye akikuja hapa anakuja anapewa pesa anaenda. Anatuachia mzigo ya watu wetu wakikufa. Kuna watu wetu wamepoteza macho, wengine wako hosi, wengine wamekufa. Kwa hivyo tumekasirika sana, kama ni watu, kama ni mapolisi tuondolewe wote, tuletewe wengine na machifu tuchenjiwe. Hata maendimeni hatuwataki juu hafanyi kazi.
Tumekasirika kwa sababu ya kuona hapa tuna watu wanakufa laini. Kama saa hii watu wa saba saa hii wamesha kwenda. Na wamekufa, sisi tunangojea nini? Kama wengine serikali hakuna msaada, manake kama wana msaada hapa Kangai wangekuwa hapa.
Hapa Kangai watu wamekasirika. Ikiwa kumepatikana kifo almost 6, watu 6 wamepotea macho. Ikiwa ni kukumbuka, ilikuwa wakati wa pale kwa V, na ingine ilikuwa wakati ingine uko Embu. Hatujawahi sikia mambo ya vifo.
Assistol is now available on the Safaricom M-Pesa app. To use Assistol, simply log in to my M-Pesa app, go to Services, select Assistol, follow the prompts, and your account is ready to use. To get an interpreter's services, simply click on the interpreter's icon and select an available interpreters from the list provided. Assistol, sign language interpretation at your fingertips.
Doors should not hold out opportunities. Doors are the gateways to progress, the ones that hold ideas, and those that close deals. Let's take doors to places where there are none. Let's open big doors that harbor progress. In all the places that we are.
KCB ni yangu.
KCB ni yetu.
KCB is mine.
KCB ni yetu. For people, for better.
Well, we've come to the end of the news, but welcome for the sports news. Tusker FC have been ordered by the Football Kenya Federation's first instance body, FIB, to pay a hefty fine of 16,100 USDs, that is equivalent to 2,584,050, for failing to submit the contract of its head coach, Robert Matano, as required by the licensing body. This decision comes as part of the FIB's strict enforcement of compliance with the national club licensing regulations. In a detailed statement, the FIB explained that Tusker FC had previously informed the body through the club licensing manager of their final stages of negotiations with some of their technical staff. Kenya's runner Michelle Saroni, previously the African Indo 800-meter record holder, received a 4-year ban for having someone impersonate him during the drug test. This decision comes amidst a wider crackdown on doping in Kenya sports, with 44 athletes across various disciplines facing ban ranging from 1 year to life. The Anti-Doping Association of Kenya found Saruni guilty of trying to avoid providing a sample during trials for a major competition. And that is all we had for you, our viewers. Thank you for joining us here at Science TV News and the Sports News. I hope you're now up to date. I have been your host, Catherine Govi, and my sign language interpreter has been Esther Kendi. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.